Hi, I'm Bernadeta. This is English Drama Project. Part 1. The Greek Theater. What is Greek theater? An ancient Greek Greece had a thriving theater tradition that lasts for centuries. Greek theater history dates back to at least at 6th century BCE and originally took the form of monologue style plays with a single actor, with a second actor being added later, and then a third. Historical evidence suggests that the first plays to be performed were probably Greek tragedy plays, which retained their popularity for centuries, but which hit their peak in Athens in the 5th century BCE. Tragedy. Greek tragedy was typically the main event at theater festivals in the 6th and 5th century BCE. These plays were heavy in tone and depict his stories from mythology with which audience were usually already familiar. Architect wrote in his poetics about how tragedies ought to unfold, and his ideas provide an effective framework for understanding this kind of play. In addition to technical audience, architect name four essential elements that a tragedy must have order to have the right effect on the audience. These elements are element Greek tragedy. The first, hamartia. The meaning originally archery term meaning missing the mark. Hamartia is often mistranslated as a fatal flow over. It is more accurately translated as a fatal mistake that a character makes early on in the play, often through no fault of their own. Example: unbeknownst to him and against everyone's best efforts, Oedipus kills his father and marries his mother. The second, peripecia, meaning swift and sudden reversal of fortune. This is when the play suddenly changes course and tragedy beveils the characters. Example: a shepherd arrives and tells Oedipus a story about an infant raised by farmers, which makes Jocasta, Oedipus' wife and mother, realize what has happened and beg Oedipus to stop asking questions. The third, anagnorisis. The meaning, realizations characters abruptly become aware of the full essence of what is happening of them, usually with a feeling of dawning horror. Example: Oedipus finally realized who he really is and and that he has in fact murdered his father and commit incest with his mother. The last, catharsis. The meaning, a progression of emotion characters experience negative emotions as a result of their realizations which the audience can share. Example: Oedipus gouges out his own eyes in his horror at what he was done. An important thing to keep in mind about tragedies is that they are not stories with a specific moral. Oedipus' Rex was not written to warn people about the dangers of prophecy, murder, incest, or asking questions like why Oedipus did nothing wrong that would have made him somehow earn his face. He was victim of circumstance. The emotional impact of tragedy often comes from character experiencing outcomes that they by no means deserve or would or could have avoided about instead being caught up in the whims and delights of the gods with little sense in their own destinies. Greek comedy. What type of play made fun of Greek legends? Comedies fit the role. Unlike theater plays, Greek comedies were full-length plays that did not necessarily strictly feature satires and were often direct parodies or of either myths or historical or current events. They could also provide a way to keep myth and religion relevant. Comedies were performed in the 5th and 4th centuries BCE in many of the same cities as tragedies, sometimes in their own festivals and sometimes separately. Elements for humorous effect including the first, non-punning or deliberate satirizing of a person or concept. The second, reductio ad absurdum, meaning presenting an idea in an extreme and indecorous form to mock it. The third, crude humor, uh, much of which was sexual in nature. The last, social commentary intended to mock current events and public figures. Similarities of Greek tragedy and comedy, although they differed in subject matter and structure. Comedies and tragedies conform to the same general principles of theatrically that at the time they were both usually performed during festivals and outdoor amphitheaters. They feature only male actors and chorus members, all of whom wore masks throughout their performance. Amphitheaters often had a building at the back of the stage that allowed actors to change costume and store props. This building was called a scene, and it was used in all its of theater. Bert was the dad of him again. Words are few. Dying to Bert was the dad of him. Ghastly, grinning ever since up at the lid to come in cradle. And grid at South first school with the first daughters from Mammy to Nanny and back, all the way banded back and forth, so ghastly grinning on from funeral, funeral to funeral. To know this might 2.5 billion seconds. Again, 2.5 billion seconds. Hard to believe so few from funeral to funeral, funerals of few, all but saved of loved ones. 30,000 nights. Hard to believe so few born dead of night song long song behind the larches. New needles turning green in the room dark gaining. I faint light from standard lamp. We turn low and now this night up at nightfall. Everything as known gropes to window and stares out stands there staring out stop still staring out standing when last one of those matches in right hand pocket strikes one on his buttock the way his father called him, takes off milk white glove and sets it down match, goes out, strikes a second as before, takes off seeming small cloth bead, holds it in left hand. Image goes out turns weak low backs away to edge of light and turns off to face all blank wall to not so nightly up soft night gold window lamp backs away to edge of light and stands facing blank wall. Covered with pictures once, pictures of he all but said of loved ones, on frame, on glass, down one after another, gone torn to search and secreted, strewn all over the floor, not at one sweep, no sudden fit of, no word ripped from the wall and torn to search one by one over the years of night, nothing on the wall now. But the points, not all, some out with the words, some still spinning assert to stand, so stands there facing blank wall, dying on more, no more, no less, no less, less to die, every less like light at nightfall, stands there facing its blank thin pocket surface once while its shadow put one's name down. Oh, there was father, that gray void, their mother, that other, their together similar waiting. They're all three, they gray, black, they're known, he alone, not now forgotten, all gone, so long that solo gone ripped off on and torn and shirt scattered all over the floor, swept out of the way under the bed and left thousand shirts under the bed with the dust and spiders all the he all but said the loved one stands there facing the wall staring beyond. Nothing there either, nothing stirring there either, nothing stirring anywhere, nothing to be seen anywhere, nothing to be heard anywhere. Room was full of sounds, faint sounds, whence unknown. Fairer and fainter as time wore on, nights wore on. No, 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 no such thing as known, when some nights still slant against the panes or dropping gentle on the place beneath, even no lamp smoking coat. We turn low, strange, faint smoke issuing through fan and globe. Low ceiling stand by. Night after night of this dark, selfless blood on surface elsewhere white, Once white stands facing wall after the various motion described that is up at nightfall and into ground and socks. No, in them already, in them all day, all night, up at nightfall, in ground and socks, and after a moment to get his bearings, probes to window, faint light and room, unturtedly fade, whence unknown stands stop, still staring out into black, fast, nothing there, nothing, staring that he can't see, here. Duels, just as if unable to move again, or no, we left to move again. Not enough, we left to move again, turns into and gropes to where to he knows the lamp is standing, thinks he knows was last standing when last went out.